You're late.
You're bad at math, but I'm giving you an A+ in confidence.
Just doing what I gotta do.
Extra credit. Ah!
All right. All right. So yeah, had a cat won't eat his chicken issue. He just stared at it for like 15 minutes. He just stared at his plate of food. The little one, she just tore into it, but the big one was being a bit of a frustration. And that's after he tore up a piece of artwork. There's one piece of artwork that I have that's got lights on it and it's got clouds. You know those kind of cloud artworks that are real cool looking? Anyway, he really enjoys tearing up this one part of the cloud. There's something that he loves to tear it up. One day we'll do a walk around and I'll show you all the things that he destroys. We probably could do it today, but I don't know how to reverse. I guess if I could do a remote camera, I wonder if that's possible. I wonder where my phone is actually. You know, I haven't seen my phone in a bit. Anyway, this thing allows you to do remote. Oh, there's. I was like, where is it? This thing does allow you to do remote. I wonder how that works. Here, we could go on a tour. This could be kind of fun. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay, the phone's on. Extra camera, I think. iPhone. Oh. You guys can see that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? You can see what I see? Ooh. Okay, so wait, you can't, but I can. I can see what I can see. I wonder if I make this big. Ooh. Whoa, this is like behind the fourth wall, you guys. I don't think you get microphone, though. Let me see. You can disconnect or remove from the max camera list. Ooh. Ooh. Trippy, right? So you guys want to do a tour of all the things Kitty destroys? All things destructed? Let's see. You have more KOs of submissions in your MMA career. So I was at, let me see. I had, it's cool. What a cool feature. I can't see unless I'm holding the laptop. So I just have to kind of point at things. What if I go sideways? What happens? Oh, that gets worse, doesn't it? Does it work? Is that worse or better? I don't know if that's worse or better. I feel like that one's better. But it's kind of cloudy, right? Hold on. Okay, this will be fun. Okay, we're going to go on an adventure. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear everything, but I'm going to explain to you all the things Kitty destroys. So first, destroys this. You choose it. And this, you can see the little destruction. This one. This one. All of this stuff. He destroyed all of it. course. But that's a toy. So like, ooh, yeah. You want some shorts and stuff? Those. You guys have been connection on these stores. Anyway, so that was just a quick. Let me go back. I'll remove this one. That was a quick adventure on all the things Kitty destroys. All right. So it's weird. So this thing, I guess it's got to be a certain distance close to it. Yeah. I've never used it. Anyway, it's kind of a cool feature. Disconnect. That's kind of a fun. Stop that camera. Yeah, that's kind of a fun little feature. I haven't really messed with it, but we could do all sorts of fun crap with it. Oh, it's a postage stamp. Okay. Real quick. So there was a question. Okay. They were all technically submissions, although on 2 of them the people passed out. So I guess it's the same thing. So it's 4 triangles and 1 submission to strikes. Well, it was kind of a ref stoppage, but same difference. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I take him out in the backyard and I let them go run around, but I have to be out there with him because he can jump the retaining wall because it's like 8 feet, and he just goes boop, and then he's gone, and then that's a headache. Headache. So yeah. See, if the MacBook had a front-facing camera, then I could literally just hold this thing up. But also, there's a feature where you can run an entire. I used to do it. You can run a whole stream off of your phone, and I used to do it all the time. I would walk to the little gym that I was working out at, and I would stream. We would do like a little crypto and cardio. You guys remember those? Like on the weekends sometimes. Yeah, we would do those. Those are fun. Those were always fun. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Let me hide that. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. So if you have any questions, put a question. Markets are actually doing pretty interesting. I mean, well, compared to the last few days, not compared to 2 months ago, but compared to the last few days, the markets are better than the garbage that they were. I guess that's something. Let's go switch over to markets. Well, let's see. We're in the 3.1 trillion marks. That's good, at least. The Bitcoin is up a little bit, having a dandy of a day, up 4%. The Ethereum is up almost 6%. It's not a bad day and not a bad week. Go back 10%. How does that equate to the ETF? Let's take a look. This pushes the ETS. We knew we were going to have a good week on Fed Week, didn't we? Yes, we did. We talked about this. Let's see. That pushes the, what is that thing? 48.50 cents? Okay. So $1.12 on the ETF. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we'll see how it all kind of plays out, but we'll see if there's This is pre-Fed enthusiasm. This has nothing to do with it, or whatever. I always try to go look at the other markets and see if there's some correlation. So I'll go over to CNBC's crappy app. No, man, I don't want your notifications. Okay, everything's up then. Oh, that's interesting. Trump officials move to end the student loan payment pause. I don't know why that would be a cause. That's not the reason markets are going up. Let's see. Is there anything here that's directly... it just says Meta is having trouble with their AI focus. That's not a thing. Commercial real estate deal volume drops for the first time in 2 years. Yeah, because commercial real estate's freaking dead. And the only reason they were having deals is because people were shuffling around debt. This was all kicking the can down the road. This was a bunch of bullcrap. Dude, commercial real estate, CRE market is in total effing turmoil. And they will not admit it. They just shuffle and rejigger the loans and like everything's fine. No, it's not. You guys are just repapering zombie loans. Commercial real estate's terrible. So of course, at some point, people run out of money to borrow out of nothingness. Let's see. 3 hours ago, NVIDIA was told they can sell their H200 chip in China. But do the Chinese want them? I mean, obviously the Chinese are competing, but my guess is they do want them. Let's see. Judge unseals the Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury materials citing Epstein Files Act. I don't know what the hell's good. Everybody's on that damn list. Let's see. Nothing, I didn't see anything in there that was obviously optimistic. And the markets are up. Dow Jones up like 1/3 of a point. S&P's up 1/4 of a point. NASDAQ's up like 0.14. So the markets are pretty much flat. Basically flat as everyone's awaiting the rate cut tomorrow. And of course, you already know Jerome Powell's going to come out and say, well, listen, just because January is not, it's not sure. We don't know for sure. Shut up, Jerome, man. Shut up. Same old record, bro. Same tired old crap. Shut up. So now it baffles me that anybody finds anything he says accurate ever. Like, we're past all that, man. God. Okay. But it is what it is. Let's see. Think of Mayor of Kingstown. Oh, yeah. It's good this season. I just watched episode 6. I think I watched. So I don't usually watch more than 2 episodes of any show in a row because I treat it like a little film. But because they're like 40-minute episodes, 3 of those is like a movie. So I watched the first 3 as a chunk, and I watched the second 3 as a chunk. That show makes you uncomfortable. Mayor of Kingstown makes you uncomfortable, but you got to start at season 1. Otherwise, nothing's going to really resonate. But yeah, I think it's great. I think the writing is good and the writing is consistent. And it's just a very uncomfortable show. It's a whole bunch of uncomfortable subject matter pressed into one show. And again, this is a guy, remember, Taylor Sheridan is a guy that could not get anyone to read his script for a decade. So think about this. You had this guy, he was like working here and there. He's getting little gigs, but nothing dramatic. He lived in a freaking tent and with his truck, and he wrote and he kept submitting, and everybody said no and no. Everybody just kept saying no to everything he came up with. And then finally, someone said yes to Sicario. You guys remember Sicario? This is a guy who for 10 years, Hollywood told him, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. Your stuff sucks. It's too violent. It's too edgy. Oh, no. 10 years. They told this guy no. When's the last time you did anything for 10 years? People told you no the whole time. So Taylor Sheridan, he's doing great now. This is a dude who earned it. This is part of the reason, like, the Taylor Sheridans of the world is kind of the reason we're creating cinema, the project we're working on. Because It should be about you having good ideas. That should be enough. But anyway, yeah. Then Sicario, then one after the next, and he started nailing stuff. And he uses a lot of the same actors in a lot of his projects. Although things are going to get interesting because he just cut ties with Paramount. So his shows that are on Paramount, those are Paramount properties, right? So like Landman, Mayor of Kingstown, any of those other ones that he did, anything he did with Paramount, that's over. So he'll do all new and I think Lioness, right? I think Lioness is Paramount. I'm almost certain it is. I have a few friends that are on that show. Like I know 2 people that are on the main group. Anyway, so to be interested to see what his other content is. But if you have ideas, you will be able to create content. How about that? That'll be fun. Let's see. Will we ever see another Voyager, FTX, Voyager, Celsius Ponzi scheme? I mean, probably. You see Ponzi schemes all the time. We're watching one right now. It's called Strategy. Strategy is a Ponzi scheme. They have debt. They have to pay it. And I saw these arguments. This douchebag, I think it's Matt Hugan from Bitwise. This is the same guy that was telling everyone that Wall Street, their darling was Solana. And of course, he keeps his mouth shut now because that was just obviously stupid. He's like, Strategy would never have to sell all their Bitcoin. They would just sell a little bit of Bitcoin. They have $64 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they might have to sell $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's not how much that they have to sell that proves that this thing's a fail. It's that the way this thing was sold is they will never sell. And immediately when you say, wait a minute, so your only income is new investors, doesn't that check all the boxes of a Ponzi scheme? Give me money so I can buy Bitcoin, and I'll never sell it. And then of course when the price comes down, well, I mean, if we had to sell it, we would, but that wouldn't be our first choice. We're going to go raise money first. So they found 1.4 billion from a bunch of jackasses. What kind of mind-numbing, stupid dumbass do you have to be to give that dude money? You just saw that in 6 weeks, they can get within $10,000 of having to unload Bitcoin. The company that said, we'll never sell Bitcoin. The CEO that said, I'll never sell a single Bitcoin. We know that entire rhetoric, that entire line, their story was bullshit because he said it. They just said it straight up. Oh yeah, well we might sell some because they have to manage their debt. So the debt's not going away. The debt service is not going away. And if Bitcoin doesn't go up, they would have to sell some Bitcoin or find a bunch of other dumbass investors to give them money that they then have to pay money on that money. That is a Ponzi scheme. It's all it's ever been. Now, will he get away with it? Probably, because, Bitcoin mostly goes up, right? It has periods where it sells off, but it mostly goes up. So will he succeed with his Ponzi? Yes. I mean, guess who else has succeeded with their Ponzi scheme? Tether. And no one cares. So what can you say? And all people will do is say, well, the number keeps going up. Yes, but it's dumbasses like you that make the number go up, stupid. And so my theory is it'll be probably fine. And there's a lot of companies that would jump in and support them over at Strategy because they don't want the detriment to the market. If Strategy sold 1 Bitcoin, that motherfucker would tank to 0. The rats would leave the ship so fast. Even the dumbasses that are supporting them would bail. Gone. See you later. Bye. I'm getting the fuck out of town with my luggage. Meaning I'm selling all my shares. So I hope they don't ever cross that line. But if they sold 1 Bitcoin, that fucking thing is over with. And then people will see what the nasty side. So I guess, will we ever see another FTX, Voyager, Celsius? Probably. Will they be able to get that big? If people don't like take a second glance, like FTX was always sketchy. Voyager was always sketchy. Celsius. We were calling out Mashinsky years ago. Me and Josh actually is working. He's one of the co-founders on Cinema. We used to run these big clubhouse rooms. Dude, we were calling these jackasses out years ago. Alex, when we said, how can you guys pay 8% on Bitcoin reserves? Like, where does that money come from? And Alex, his answer on a live stream was, why would I, what did he say? Why would I cheat? Or why would I do fraud? I used 200 millions of my own monies on the exchange. I'm like, okay, this is definitely a fraud. So we called that out a long time ago. You can't pay 8.5% on something that doesn't earn any income or interest or staking revenue unless you are lending to somebody else at a higher rate. And we found out, who were they lending to? They were lending to high-risk borrowers, people that were borrowing Bitcoin. I said, who? Like sketchy little hedge funds? Basically, that was what it was. They were lending to. So no shit, it went under. No surprise. I'm surprised that anybody was surprised. So yes, there probably will be, because people are stupid. And what happens is when the markets are going up, like if we were at 5,300 Ethereum right now and the markets just kept going up, you would have a lot of people doing stupid stuff, raising money on stupid stuff, all that. Like well, that doesn't matter. Anyway, point is, not everybody's a good investor for every project. And the crypto space tends to attract the FOMO the quickest, I think. I mean, people really FOMO into crypto projects quickly. So, yeah, and there hasn't been a launch of a token that I would want to own in a long Monad. Please. Garbage. Oh yeah, Tulsa King, Lioness and Tulsa King. Joseph, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So yes, probably because people are stupid. You watch the Diddy documentary, talk about that. Yeah, he's pretty dark. He's pretty creepy. I went to a party, not a Diddy party, but I went to a party at one of his he had a house that he was trying to sell, and then he would Airbnb it, and there was an NFT event, I remember. And I went to an NFT. It was actually pretty cool. They like took the whole house and all the rooms. They just put NFT painting. It looked like a painting, but it's an NFT. And they did it all over the house. They must have had 30 or 40, and they had rooms that were themed with certain NFT projects. I mean, it was all bullshit, and you knew like every one of those projects was going bankrupt 100%. But that's where I actually saw a Basquiat that they were tokenizing. It was cool. It was like a $13 million Basquiat, and they were trying to tokenize it. And I'm pretty sure that also shit the bed. I don't think they got that done. But just kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, look at that Ethereum 3,300. Yay. Let's see what that is in ETF terms. That is up almost $1.40 on the day, $1.37. So we're starting to claw back. Now we'll see what happens tomorrow if we get after the Fed meeting, because then there's the response, and then there's the assured bed crapping that happens right after the decision, and then when he says his little stupid ass words, we'll see. But hey, today let's just take this victory. I'm actually finally in the money on my Bitcoin that I bought. I bought it 92.5. I didn't get down in the 80s, but I got 90. I thought maybe this weekend, but I felt like the weekend would be a melt up, and it wasn't until Sunday, and then it was like woo woo. So that was good. Anything else showing great resilience? Okay, no. GMRT still worth less than a tenth of a penny. Look at the all-time high. This is how you know there's some reporting mistakes. $1,100. Really? Come on, guy. Yeah. So let's get that up. Well, good. We're over 3.1 trillion. That's good. It's good to be over 3 trillion because beneath it is pretty embarrassing. Okay. Are you still selling? Well, no. If you're in the options group, we've mostly been waiting because you don't want to start selling. Well, you can't sell because unless you go way out in time, there's really no premium in the calls. I got put into most of my stuff around $34, 34 to 35 in that range. And I got premium that pushed my aggregate price down to $28 and change. But that means that if I sold calls at 28 and I got called out, I would lose all that premium that I had gained. All that premium, I just basically gave it all back. So in my mind, I was waiting until we get to about 30 again. Once we get up to about 30 again, then I can start selling calls again. But not yet. So I'm just kind of sitting on my hands right now. Yeah, just waiting. I'm in that very courageous wait and see. So yeah. So anyway, cool. Good that we have an update. Good that Ethereum is catching some. I always am. I don't know. It's always weird when you see crap projects go up. Like why is Cardano up 9% today? Nothing going on over there. Mostly useless. I mean, they're doing nothing. So you go, why is Cardano up? Like, well, it was really low. Was it really low? I mean, it has no use case. I mean, I'm surprised XRP is up. It's over $2. Why? What does it do? Nothing. Well, what are they building? Nothing. CTO quit. Oh. Well, what about that XRP ledger? Yeah, no transactions across that. Yeesh. So yeah, maybe this is just a narrow respite for people to kind of to get a little exit. Maybe. Yeah, well, here we go. Let's see. What's going on over here? Dang. I did sell some puts, though. But we'll talk about that Thursday with the group. I actually sold the 2450 put, and it's almost, not quite, but it's almost in the money. So if it got there, I would take that off the table. I think I sold it for what, $1? I sold it for $1.12. I think it's down to 44 cents. A little skrill, a little cheat, a little cheddar. Put a little bit of cheddar. So whenever I'm going to buy, because I was trying to buy Ethereum, so whenever I'm going to buy, I take the cash and sell puts against it. That's how I purchase. The new hype they're putting about midnight, yeah, maybe. But I mean, midnight was a fail when they decided how they launched it. It was a fail in the way they distributed it. There were a bunch of lies told by Charles. The Cardano community did not get taken care of the way they were supposed to. And everybody else that had transacted all these other coins and just check your wallet out. 0, 0, 0, 0. So Charles, I think he means well, but I think he's too far separated from the streets where stuff actually happens, because he promises a lot of stuff that just cannot be done. And he promises a lot of stuff that doesn't ever happen. And then he just throws his shoulders up and blames other people. He never accepts responsibility. To this day, I don't think he's ever accepted responsibility for how long it took for them to roll out smart contracts, for how long it took them to get off the Ethereum token, for how long. I mean, every one of their milestone fails, he has never accepted responsibility. He just doesn't. He just won't say, yeah, we botched it. He'll go, well, we could have gone faster. Well, you couldn't have gone slower. And it's the XRP problem. You missed it. Yeah, the midnight airdrop is just garbage. And the point of it's garbage. Welcome to Jerry. No, I want to. This is on my list. So when I get through, because my next thing I'm going to kind of marginally binge is Landman. I'm only 2 episodes into Landman. And I like the show, but I'll be honest, Landman's not as good as it was in the first season so far. But Welcome to Derry looks cool, and HBO does cool dark stuff. A lot of my writing is really dark, so I like watching the dark stuff and seeing how it plays on screen. Gives you a lot of really cool ideas. Like one of the things you can do on our platform is once you have your script and then you get your coverage of your script, which is like analysis, you can click a button and you can create storyboards. And that's where you get into each scene and change camera angles and do all that close up on him for, all that kind of really cool kind of personal touch type stuff. So I'm pretty excited about messing with that. And then what you do is you can use one of the advanced features is dynamic storyboarding, where you can see it actually live action and colored and everything, which is pretty badass. So you can basically do all the heavy lifting in your storyboard phase. And then you can, if you want to redo your casting, you can do your casting, you can lay down your music, and you can spit out your episode. So that's going to be, I'm looking forward to doing that. I have a lot of dark stuff that I wrote. So the dark stuff is where you can really have fun with the camera angles and the lighting and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I'm excited. I like the dark stuff. I like the creepy stuff. My first, real big script was, it's a show called Leather Apron, and it's about Jack the Ripper and all the Ripper suspects. Some cool stuff. Dark. You got to have a stomach for it, but it's really cool. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Crypto-wise, what else is going on? I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a knockout good day like this, so we'll take it. Let's see if we give back tomorrow going into the meeting. Be curious to see. I didn't see anything. I mean, whenever you're having up days, I check the news a lot to make sure I haven't missed something. So I'll go over here to Live Coin Watch, like what we're on here, but on the app, it's very easy to go click into news. It's in the middle. If you can get past all the crap, you have to delist all the crap news, because there's a lot of crap news that's full of crap. Well, it doesn't want to come up, does it? Let's try it again. The app is not always the best. Plus, if a bunch of people are checking it out, you get a constant spinning pinwheel. Okay. Digital art market feeling the heat. NFT crash. Bitcoin's new self-bribe code lets you build sobriety. Okay. Nothing there. Bitcoin's tumultuous path as market dynamics shift. Bitcoin's journey. Okay, this is all bull crap. No one cares about Pepe. Loomis anticipates crypto market structure markup next week. Maybe that's it. Our staffs are exhausted, said the Wyoming senator at the Blockchain Association. Maybe this is it. Our staffs are exhausted, said the Wyoming senator at the Blockchain Association Policy Summit on Tuesday. Speaking of the progress of the bill, Wyoming Senator Loomis, member of the U.S. Senate Banking Committee and one of the most prominent proponents for addressing digital asset market structure in Congress, said she wants to take the next step in advancing the bill sometime next week. She anticipated that the markup hearing for the Responsible Financial Innovation Act, RFIA, the Banking Committee's version of the market structure, would happen before Congress broke for the holidays. The senator said the crypto industry was getting a little concerned about the progress of the bill, adding that drafts were changed so much every few days. Our staffs are exhausted. I think we're to the point where it's better to go ahead with a product and mark it up next week than to give everybody a break over Christmas and catch their breath. Oh, wait, and then give them a break. Okay. My goal is to share a draft at the end of this week. Okay. That's just a draft. That doesn't mean shit. A markup hearing involves lawmakers considering amendments and changes before a bill is sent to the Senate for vote. So they'll send this, they'll have everybody say, okay, final changes, everyone. And then they would push that to the Senate for a vote after those changes have been enacted. But that's not going to probably happen before the holiday. But they want to get the markup bill up there, get people's feedback, probably submit in the new year. Although the banking committee released a discussion draft back in July, after the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act passed the House of Representatives, progress was slowed by the government shutdown. Blah, blah, blah. So that's that. I don't know that in itself would be all that interesting. Let's see, Pi Network. Here's a surprise. China flags new risks around Pi coin and stablecoins. Yeah, no shit. Charles Hoskins unveils their master plan. No one gives a shit. XRP floods the market with 707 million tokens in a day. Why? Because it's Ripple and they don't have a company and they don't make money. So they have to sell tokens to a bunch of dumbasses. Dude, anybody, listen, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, trannies, whatever you are, don't buy that fucking coin. Don't give those guys money to run a company into the ground with now no CTO. Come on, man. God bless. Anyway, Binance founder says CZ says Bitcoin could be entering a super cycle. Well, that's super. That's super to hear. Texas launched a strategic Bitcoin reserve with a $5 million investment. Okay, that's something. That's it. I don't see anything. Let's see. Ripple CEO drops fresh bombshell on XRP. This guy's such a scumbag, man. Brad is such a scumbag. Let's see what he had to say. Let's see. XRP's captured Wall Street's attention like never before. In 4 weeks, the new US ETF surpassed $1 billion in assets under management. Yeah, most of it funded. Okay. This achievement makes it the fastest crypto spot ETF to reach that milestone since Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it makes it the third one. The fastest. It's the fastest since Ethereum. That was the last one, dummy. It was Bitcoin and Ethereum and then you. You're like, we're last place, but we're also third place. Same shit. He's such a jackass. But no, that's not what XRP community hears. Oh my God. We're the fastest except for the other ones. Except for all the other ones. We're the fastest. And I would be shocked if Ripple, the company, through Brad and his scumbag friends, aren't pumping that price on their own. We already know they did it with their digital asset treasury. That they funded a digital asset treasury to buy XRP. Guess who they were buying it from? Themselves. If that ain't fucking wash trading and manipulation, then there isn't. Like, Matt Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, confirmed that the surge reflects pent-up demand for investors seeking a safe, regulated way to hold their cryptocurrency. He's so full of shit. Oh, man. What a piece of shit. Brad Garlinghouse, buddy, I know that you don't listen to anything but your own. You probably don't. You probably put your voice on a loop and listen to your voice telling you how smart you are. But man, you are a piece of shit. And you and Chris should both be wearing orange, just like your buddy Alex Mashinsky and all Do Kwon and Scam Bank Run Fraud Chicken and every other jackass that should be wearing orange. You guys should definitely be wearing orange. Fucking scumbags. Anyway. But none of this has anything to do with why Ethereum and Bitcoin are up today. Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it collapses. I don't think. I think it should collapse, but it won't because, again, it's a religion. XRP is a religion. And what have we learned? That you don't fight. You don't fight religion, my friends. You don't fight religion. You don't fight religion. So we just got to see what we see. I think it probably lasts for a long time. Look, Cardano should be 1 or 2 cents. XRP should be 1 or 2 cents. XLM should be 1 or 2 cents. None of these things have any. It's not fair to say they don't have value, because they do have value to somebody, because somebody's buying them at these prices. They don't have any utility and no adoption. That's the problem. There's no utility. There's no adoption. These are just fake things. They're fake things. And I mean, investors are mostly stupid. There's no real, there's just, investors are mostly stupid. And so you hear a lot of these, mostly with XRP, it's, what's a nice way to say new to the crypto space retards? Not uneducated, unsophisticated. That's it. Unsophisticated investors tend to gravitate towards XRP and Cardano. Unsophisticated, meaning stupid. New. They just got convinced by somebody else, probably that's losing money on those trades. Newtards. That's a good one. Newtards. Well done, Joseph. Jim Jones. Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid, baby. Drink the XRP. It's weird, man. And I hope people don't lose money. Like, honestly, here's what I hope. I hope XRP stays at this price forever. Forever. It's $2.16 forever. So that no one that jumps in now is going to lose money. But that's just not the way the world works. Dummy's gonna dummy. They're gonna get punished. They're gonna give it up, and that's the way world work. So yeah. All right. Let's call it a day and just appreciate a freaking green day. Am I right? Except for Hyperliquid. And let me see what's Astra's doing. I haven't made any money off that. 96 cents. I think I bought it 104. I'm still getting dick punched. I just can't win with that thing, but I think I will. I think I will eventually win. I don't think I'm going to put more money in it. I think I got enough. I think now it's just going to be the Bitcoin and the Ethereum for now. Well, and I got to build my hype position a little bit. So that's where we're at. All right. Other than that, have some fun today. Oh, listen. It's the holidays, so if you guys are going out, tip people a little extra. Give them some cash so they can buy crap, because you know how if you're at a place and someone is serving you, you got it better than they do, for sure. So throw them a little extra cash. It's not a big deal. Throw them an extra. Put $20 more than you would. If you're gonna tip them $18, give them $38. If you get a good meal for like $20 or $30, tip them $20 or $30, because the percentage will make them be like, this guy's awesome. It isn't that you tipped $20, $30. You tipped 100%. That puts you in a different class, my friends. That puts you become nice people. Nice people. So be nice people. And, just remember that a lot of people out there are having a very, very tough time. Very tough. Some of you may be having a tough time. So just, keep that in mind. Those of you that are doing good, remember that you probably didn't earn it. It was probably just a confluence of really fortuitous and serendipitous events. So be kind of grateful for your situation and pass it up to the next one. Buy yourself some karma and say, listen, we know you're doing this so that you feel good, but that's okay. Do I ever think that Sui will catch a bid? I don't know why it would. It's catching a bid. Look, it's up 7% on the week. It's up 5.5% today. It's just not valuable. They're not doing anything. It's Raoul Pal. It's another guy that should be wearing orange. That guy's a snake. Yeah, they would have won the gold medal except for the people that were faster. As bartender, I remember 100%. Yeah, 100% people. It's some good karma. Am I right, Ryan? So yeah, get some good karma, peeps. Especially when you go to Starbucks. If you go to Starbucks, throw some karma. Throw some karma out there. Or if there's like a homeless dude hanging out, there always is. Get him a gift card, right? Get him a gift card. So, all right. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do the thing my poor and solvent drunk, string on a meth grandmother or Brandon wouldn't do, which is very little. And let's be kind of cheerfully for the holidays. Cheerful, glee, happiness. We got a green day. Let's celebrate it. Let's just enjoy the green, baby. Because don't worry, Jerome will be back tomorrow to shit all over it.